Welcome back. It's 42 past the hour. Real quick, want to let you know Mid-Peninsula schools are closed for today. Mid-Penn schools closed. Waters Meet schools 2-hour delay. Well, chronic hearing issues are a big concern for a lot of folks. New developments, though, in the hearing aid industry are helping to increase clarity of sound. This morning, Ashley Kirkland doing a follow-up with Miracle Ear in Marquette. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning, Vicki. Now, the ear is a very complicated organ, and thankfully those at Miracle Ear here in Marquette are on hand and ready to help people who are experiencing ear problems. Now, Miracle Ear is a chain with over 1,200 locations in America. It was actually started by a World War II veteran, Charles Dahlberg, who experienced some of his friends and himself going through hearing issues after the war, and he kind of came up with the first hearing aid. Now, a little bit later, hearing instrument specialist Fred Rodriguez, who's been in the studio, is going to show us kind of how this machine works to kind of test your hearing for patients that come in, as well as we are going to take a look into my ear to kind of look at the health of my ear. So thankfully I cleaned out my ears this morning, and hopefully it won't be too much wax in there, but we're going to actually check out the health in addition to the cosmetics of the ear and see how complicated it is and how he is helping people to hear better and more clearly in the Marquette area. Back to you, Vicki. Ashley Kirkland reporting live in Marquette, TV6 News.
Welcome back. 11 past the hour. Hearing loss is the third leading chronic health condition among Americans. So today, Ashley Kirkland is at Miracle Ear in Marquette to tell us a little bit more about solutions. Ashley?
Good morning, Vicki. We're back at Miracle Ear now. Hearing loss is a concern for many people, and right now I am getting my ears checked. Now, you may think that you should only get your ears checked that's only for the elderly, but actually at all ages you should get your ears checked. And as you look on the screen, I'm going to have hearing instrumental specialist Fred Rodriguez tell me what we're looking at exactly. Fred, what's going on in my ear?
Well, right now what I'm doing is I'm looking, and your ear canal is completely clear. It's very, very nice looking and nice and translucent. I can see the bone. I can also see the shine. And so the ear is clear. You're ready for testing.
Okay, so what would the ear look like if I weren't ready for testing?
It could be impacted with wax. The ear canal maybe might be prolapsed. We might see a tear, something of that sort. So, or there may be some growths in there. And when you have something like that, those are all conditions that we need to refer you out medically before we can move on to the next part of our testing.
Okay, now speaking of cleaning out your ears, I've heard the myth that you shouldn't use Q-tips. I actually use them every day in my ear. Is it safe? Is that something that you recommend people do to clean their ears?
Well, what we recommend is if you're going to clean your ears, to use some sort of wax removal product, or you want to go to your doctor. About 170,000 Americans every year puncture their eardrums, and you know, you're walking around with your Q-tip in your ear and you don't have an eye on the end of your elbow, and boom, and so it's very dangerous. So we recommend see your pharmacy, get an over-the-counter product, or when you're seeing your doctor and you're having your physical, have them inspect if it needs to be cleaned and do that.
Okay, now right now we're looking at one of your testing instruments. Talk to us about the next step of testing your ear.
Once your ears are clear, then what we want to do is we would like to take and get you hooked up to our audiometer. And then what we're going to do with that is we're just going to test you how you hear sound, how you understand words. We want to do a speech and noise test. And then that takes about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on, you know, the responses that we get from our clients.
Okay, and so what's the next step in the process here?
Once we get the testing done, then what we want to do is we want to review it. This is actually a large picture of our audiogram, and it shows some of the areas where you hear sounds, and then it shows where normal, mild, moderate loss. And then what we can do is we can literally show people where they're actually missing their hearing, and then also what we plan on doing to help them hear, you know, what we're looking as far as a hearing instrument and how we can kind of maybe adjust it in areas.
Now, where do most people, the normal average person, fall on this this chart here?
Well, you know, when you're younger and that, most people are in this normal range, and then as we get older, or if you have some sort of hearing deficiency, you know, either loud noises or sudden loud noises, things like that, you know, your hearing can start dropping, and you know, people's hearing can be kind of all over. You can have a normal and a moderate, or you might be completely severe. It can be different styles of or types of hearing losses. flat loss, a sloping loss, cookie bite, things like that.
Okay. So what are some common causes for hearing loss?
Common causes: being in loud sound areas too long without hearing protection. You could have infections can cause it. There can be sudden loud noises can cause it. One of the big concerns today is young kids with their iPods, and they're listening at extremely large volumes. I mean, we always tell people if you can hear it from somebody else, that's probably too loud. So a lot of young kids are probably going to be in need of hearing devices.
Okay. And so this is not just an age thing where it's only the elderly who are experiencing hearing losses. Is that just a myth that once you get older, you're automatically going to lose your hearing?
No, yeah, that is kind of a myth. Only about 35% of Americans actually are 65 or older.
Wow. Okay, well, thank you so much, Fred. And we'll be back a little bit later to talk about more myths when it comes to hearing loss and also what they're doing here at Miracle Ear to increase or improve your hearing once you do experience some hearing loss. Back to you, Vicki.
All right, thank you very
Welcome
much,
back.
Ashley.
Well, 90% of people with a hearing loss can be helped with the use of a hearing aid. And Ashley Kirkland joins us live again from Miracle Ear in Marquette with more on the subject. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning, Sam. We're back here at Miracle Ear. It's great for people to know that most causes of hearing losses can be treated and help you to improve your hearing. We're back again with Fred Rodriguez, who is the hearing instrumental specialist here at Miracle Ear, and he's going to talk to us a little bit more about how they actually treat hearing loss here. Now, Fred, one question that I had is being loud, when a person speaks loudly, is that an indication that they're actually losing their hearing or they're having hearing trouble?
Well, Ashley, that's a great question. Typically what we find is that people that do speak loud tend to have some sort of hearing loss. Okay. So what I'm just going to demonstrate is two different voices.
Okay, and you yourself you wear hearing aids?
Yes, I do wear hearing aids.
Okay, so that's going to test where we are on our different hearing levels.
Okay. What time did you get up this morning?
What time did you get up this morning?
And as you can see, my voice, and you can see where my voice is actually registering according to your voice. And you can tell my voice is a lot louder, especially in this real low area. I mean, I'm pushing probably about 15 to almost 20 decibels louder in those low tones. So, and this is typically what we use for adjusting hearing aids, so that what we can do is get a proper fit. Okay. I always tell people, we use a tire gauge to check the pressure in our tires. It's important. Mm-hmm. Too much air pressure or not enough air pressure can have an effect on your driving and the tire itself. Well, what we do is we use an ear probe measurement. And what we do is we put a little tube in your ear, and it measures the sound pressure in by the ear canal. Okay. And so by measuring that, this is what we actually did here, is we measured our two voices. And so typically what we find is somebody has a hearing loss. Now you can see this person hears us really good in the low frequencies. But where the understanding of words are, they're not catching any of that. Okay. And so what we can typically do is we can adjust this.
Okay. So why is it that when you see people, they have hearing aids, but they complain that the hearing aids are too loud? What is that? What's the cause of that?
Typically, normally what ends up happening is it's just not being measured probably. Okay. And so when you're not measuring the hearing and you get a hearing aid and they turn it up, they're amplifying everything. You might not need much amplification in low frequency. So by not being able to look at it, there's no way for us to know. Just to show you an example, I'm going to use this tuning fork. Now, as you can see, with this tuning fork, what I did is I pushed the sound up in that area, and that's what we can do with hearing aids today. The technology allows us to be able to adjust hearing aids across the frequencies, so we can be very specific. And when we're specific, we get great results. Okay. And so, the Hearing Institute says that if you're not using some type of real ear measurement, don't even recommend that you get fitted. Right. So it's important to be able to show where your hearing aids actually are producing sound. So
measuring the hearing aids and kind of testing them, it's more about clarity than about volume.
Absolutely. What you find is that, it kind of sounds like this, but what we do is we turn it up so that we can make it sound like that. Okay. That's our goal.
Okay, and last question, Fred. Would you recommend that people just go to the drugstore? I know that they sell hearing aids in the drugstore. You can find them. Would you recommend that they just go there if they feel like they're not hearing as well and pick up their own hearing aids without any kind of consultation?
No, we recommend that you get tested by somebody that's professional, somebody that you can trust, somebody that's testing using speech and noise testing to identify that, somebody that's using real ear measurement so that they can properly fit you. You know, you wouldn't go to the doctor if he wasn't qualified. You know, you don't want to be going to some place that's not qualified to fit hearing aids.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome.
All right. And if you want to come down to Miracle Ear, it's right across from Target, right off of Highway 41 in Marquette. And for Sean, he's always around the studio asking me, what did I say? What did you say, Kirkland? I can't hear you. Maybe you need to come here and get your hearing checked, Sean. I'll take it back to you, Sam. Ashley Kirkland reporting live in Marquette, TV6 News.
Thanks, Ashley. And